Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The 47 People You'll Meet in Middle School by Kristin Mahoney. Narrated by Stephanie Richardson. Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Marcel Proust. I get by with a little help from my friends. The Beatles. Dear Louisa, today was the last day of school before Thanksgiving break, the end of my first few months of 6th grade. Since school started, you've been asking me what middle school is like, and since then, I've been saying things like, "It's fine, whatever." I know this is not a helpful answer. I know you are dying to know what to expect when you start at Meridian Middle School in 2 years. I know I'm supposed to give you the scoop, show you the ropes, hand you the keys, and a bunch of other cliches Mom and Dad used, because I'm your big sister. The truth is, I'm still figuring it out myself. It's only been a few months, and it's hard to respond to questions when you're still working on the answers. And the fact that this particular school year has started out as the weirdest ever, well, that hasn't helped. But I will say, I've had time to reflect on your question over the past couple of days. You know how you don't really do anything during the last few days of school before a break? That's still true in middle school. So while the teachers have been showing movies and tidying up their classrooms and the other kids have been passing notes and falling asleep at their desks or doodling on their sneakers, I've been reflecting. Reflecting is a big thing middle school teachers are into. You'll see. So, what is middle school like, you ask? And ask and ask? There are a few things I can tell you. 1, it's nothing like elementary school. 2, lockers are not as exciting as everyone thinks they'll be. 3, you might be on your own without some of your closest friends. Take me and Layla, for example. She's been my best friend since we were 3, and all through elementary school at Starling. But Starling kids split up for middle school, and just because she lives 1 street over from us, she has to go to Parkwood Middle School, and we have to go to Meridian. So I had to start a new school without my oldest and closest friend. 4, you will have no idea where to go. I don't just mean getting lost in the building, although that happens. But you won't know which people to go to because you won't know who your people are. You may think you will, but you won't. More on that later. 5, the time goes by differently. For one thing, you change classes and teachers for each subject, which sounds like it would make the day go faster. But with certain teachers, it actually makes 50 minutes feel like a year. Like, you look at the clock, and then look up at it again about a month later, or so you think, and it has advanced 1 minute. 6, time passes differently in other ways, too. In elementary school, you talk a lot about the seasons, the changing leaves, the snow in winter, the flowers in spring. There's a harvest festival, a Thanksgiving celebration, a winter concert, a spring fair. They have some of that stuff in middle school, but mostly the year passes with people. The people you notice right away. The people you notice much later. The ones who notice you way before you notice them, and vice versa. The people will surprise you, for better and for worse. So, the best way to tell you about middle school is to give you a heads up about the people you'll meet. Sure, some of these might be different for you in a couple of years, but this should give you a pretty good idea. Besides, all I can tell you is how it happened for me. So, here you go, Lou. These are the people you'll meet in middle school. Love, Augusta. 1, the assistant principal. I wish I could tell you that the first person I saw on the first day of school was someone I knew. It was not. I made Dad drop me off 2 blocks from school that morning. This was partly because I wasn't sure what the routine was in middle school, and I didn't want to be the only kid whose parent took them right to the front door. But this was mostly because Dad's car was in the shop again, and, as you may recall from the first day of school, Lou, he had borrowed the radio station van to drive for a few days. Some people's parents have a clean, fancy company car to drive for work. Lucky us that our dad gets a bright green van that actually has WOLD, your favorite oldies, painted on the side in orange letters. For first day of school arrival? No, thank you. As I rounded the corner by Meridian Middle, I saw a crowd of kids who were all complete strangers. They also looked way older than me, and they seemed like they all knew each other. I knew that more than half the kids at Meridian Middle were coming from a different elementary school than ours, but it still seemed like I should know someone. I started wondering if I was in the right place. Turns out I was not, and apparently I had "I am in 6th grade, please help me" written on my forehead, because the teacher holding a clipboard actually pointed at me and yelled across the heads of the other kids, "You, glasses, blue backpack, 6th grade?" You wouldn't think that glasses and blue backpack would be sufficient identifiers. I mean, other kids had glasses and blue backpacks. But I guess this teacher's pointing was laser sharp because about 100 kids turned and looked right at me after he yelled. Yes? I answered, almost in a whisper, and still wondering where the heck everyone I knew was. What was that? Yes, 6th, I said slightly louder. Back door, the teacher yelled. Didn't your parents get the email? By this point, the teacher was making his way over, clapping students on the back, saying hello, and telling some of them to spit out their gum. He was wearing a golf shirt with the school logo on it. The shirt strained over his belly and was tucked snugly into his khaki pants. I wondered how he got his shirt to stay tucked so tight, especially with a big belly. Did he buy extra long shirts? Did your parents get the email? He asked again. I'm not sure, I said. Since the weekend before school started had been one of our weekends at Dad's apartment, it was possible I wasn't operating with complete information. You know, he's not so great about reading emails thoroughly. I began to wonder what else he'd missed. Well, the teacher explained. This is the 8th grade entrance. 6th graders go to the back. Oh, okay. That seemed pretty inhospitable to me, making the new kids go to the back door. But I wasn't going to argue. I turned and started walking down the path that wound around to the back of the building. Hey, little Gus, I heard someone call. I knew it had to be a kid from our neighborhood, since he was calling me Gus and not Augusta. I turned and, sure enough, there was Rob Vinson talking to some other 8th grade boys. Even though Rob is kind of dopey, he's usually an okay kid. He's always been Mom and Dad's first choice to walk Iris when we're gone on a day trip somewhere, and he was never jerky to us like some of the other older neighborhood boys were. So hearing his familiar voice on the first day of school was simultaneously comforting and embarrassing. Why did he have to call me little Gus in front of everyone else? Ugh. It's my neighbor, Rob announced. Not that the boys he was with seemed to care. What are you doing on this side of the building, little Gus? He asked. I got the entrance wrong. The teacher told me to go around back, I said, pointing to the man with the super tight tuck-in. That's not a teacher, Gus, Rob said. That's an assistant principal, Mr. Wyatt. You don't want to tangle with him. I didn't tangle with him, I said. He just told me I had the wrong door. Okay, well, watch yourself with that one. If he told you to go to the back door, you'd better go fast. Why are you still standing here? Because you're still talking to me. Nah, you better go, little Gus. Rob shooed me away like I was a pesky dog. Never mind that he had been the one detaining me. I rolled my eyes and went around to the back of the building. And that's where I saw all the kids I knew. All the kids whose parents had read the email properly. That night, I got in a fight with Mom because I told her she needed to make sure Dad read his emails all the way through. And I may have said something like, "If you guys still live together, we..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?